Well, joining me now here in the studio is Gülnur Aybet. She is a professor and the head of the Department of Political Science at Bahçeşehir University in Istanbul, and Ahmet Yukleyen, who is a political science and international relations professor at Istanbul Commerce University. Thanks both so much for joining us. Ahmet, let me start with you. Economies love political stability. Is this the election that can deliver that? Will this make the markets happy?
We can say yes for now. Of course, we know that because it's a majority government, and AK Party's performance in economy is well known, well noted. This is another term going for AK Party, so the players know what to expect. And I think for the economic circles, the most important thing is predictability. And stability is, of course, more or less provide that kind of predictability. So the investors have to get back to, investing and planning and so forth. The global, of course, challenges of economic stability is still out there. And for a long time, the economic actors in Turkey have called for a government, for a strong government that can handle Turkey's economy in an unstable, possibly unstable global economic waves.
It's interesting, though, because in the lead up to both elections, it seemed like the economy, the strength of the economy, was not something the AKP could use to its advantage, because so many analysts were saying the Turkish economy is struggling now. What's changed?
Well, what has changed? First of all, we know that AK Party, if you look at the promises, we didn't see much of promises in terms of the economic circles and whatnot, because economy was growing, but its distribution was not highly debated. And now we know that the AK Party is sort of making those arguments that the greater share of that distribution will go to low income.
Okay. Gülnur, do you think the opposition could have done better to capitalize on what were criticized as recent failings of the AKP?
I think the manifestos are pretty much, sticking on the economy again. The election promises on the economy. The AK Party had a very modest budget for that compared to the others, of a more realistic, I'd say modest, of about 20 billion Turkish liras. Whereas, for example, the MHP's economic promises, they led up to 80 billion. So it was really quite high. And when we look at this study that's come out recently about election promises being fulfilled, it's actually looked at all these elections from 1983 to 2012, and it says that 60% of electoral promises were never fulfilled in that period, but the AK Party came out on top in terms of electoral fulfillment. So I think there was an expectation that this would be a more realistic delivery, regardless of the bumps in the economy.
Okay, Gülnur and Ahmet, we will leave it there. Thanks so much for joining us.